Hey guys, Hardcore Roadtrip Radio rolls on. Let's bring in the man, Jason Knight, the sexiest man on earth. How's it going, man?
Okay, pretty good over here. I'm very, very excited to be coming back to Canada. I love Canada and I love traveling, so that's definitely something I'm looking forward to.
So let's get to the big news here, man. You'll be stepping back into the ring at Band in the USA.
Right.
Just talk about the decision to move from the manager role back to pro wrestler.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I was a pro wrestler a long time before I became a manager, and the reason that I became a manager back in '93 was a pretty bad lower back injury, and I had a couple of surgeries. I wanted to work for the ECW, and the decision was made pretty much by Paul. He said, I'd like to have you here, so why not manage, and we'll do that temporarily. Well, it kind of took off, and, it got a lot of heat. The fans kind of loved to hate me at the time, and then it stayed. But, I had plenty of matches in ECW when I got better, and, I've always kept in top wrestling condition, and I started training for professional wrestling back in 1977, so that's a long time, so there's a lot of years behind me. So it's not really, I never really wanted to be a manager, but I did want to work for ECW, and I wanted to work for Paul Heyman, and I think it was a good decision that I made.
Earlier today, it was announced that you'll be entering into the 8-man tournament, and you'll be taking on Pitbull 1 Gary Wolf. Just talk about this matchup.
Well, what can I tell you? I mean, Gary and I have known each other for quite a long time, and I managed Gary, and I teamed up with Gary in Japan several times. In fact, with Gary and our friend, late Anthony Durante, Pitbull number 2, and we had some great matches. So, I have nothing but incredible respect for him, and I know exactly what he's capable of, and, I'm sure he feels the same way because, this is definitely not a time to underestimate anyone. I'm extremely excited about this, and I'm definitely not, I'm not coming back to Canada to get embarrassed, I'll tell you that. So I'm bringing my full game and a lot more than that.
You stepping in with Gary, is it an advantage because you managed him, you got to watch all his fights back in the day, or do you think it's kind of a wash?
Well, if I know Gary Wolf well enough, he is an incredibly intelligent wrestler. He's not just strong and fast and has that, pretty much nutty appearance,
right.
A raging pit bull, but, he's a very, very intelligent wrestler. He's been around for a long time, and he's very cagey. So the fact of the matter is, he'd probably like to let me believe that it would be to my full advantage knowing exactly, his moves and all that. But, that's called, it's called a rookie mistake being suckered in, and I'm not about to fall for that, and like I said, Gary and I have no animosity or anything with one another, but this is business. It's professional wrestling, and whatever happens in the ring has nothing to do with the way we feel about each other, in personal life. It really doesn't matter, what we do to one another in the ring. I will not take that back into the locker room with me. Whatever happens, happens, and, that is where I can separate one reality from the other. And I think that I'm pretty confident that we will both have a great time. We'll have a hell of a fight. As far as who will be more successful in the end, we'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, I do not underestimate anyone, but the worst mistake that anyone can do is underestimate me.
Final question for you here. You're an older wrestler, probably one of the oldest wrestlers in the tournament.
Right.
Having to fight 3 times over a period of a day. How's your cardio going to be heading into this thing?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I've always been pretty maniacal about training. You know, I've been training ever since I was a little boy. You know, I've been involved in all different sports. You know, I'm not really going to go into all these individual sports, but they're mostly, combat martial style sports, including strength training, stretching, cardio. You know, I train pretty much 7 days a week, and 6 days of it includes extensive weight training, strength training, endurance, resistance, just mental toughness and all that. But as far as cardio and stretching, I do that every single day. And I do miles and miles every day. You know, a lot of stuff, you know, uphill, carrying a backpack with, you know, different weight. And, you know, I make sure that I punish myself pretty well every day in order to be able to. So 3 times for me, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not, like I said, you know, I don't take it lightly, but I know that I can cruise through it, because once I get in the zone and once I'm in that cruise control, it really doesn't matter. I mean, you know, I may be pushing 50, but I feel that I can run circles around most guys half my age.
Awesome stuff, man. Well, thanks for doing this, and we'll see you on March the 2nd.
Thank you very much. My pleasure, and I can't wait to be up there.